We're very excited to exclusively announce to our audience our partnership with TradingView. Very soon, Pepperstone clients will be able to trade on the industry-leading social charting platform in addition to our existing platforms, MetaTrader 4, 5, and CTrader. Stay tuned for more on this integration in coming weeks. I now have with me James Maddison, TradingView's Chief Vision Officer, who will now take us through some of the exciting new prospects that we can expect from TradingView going forward. It's all yours, James.
Fantastic. Thank you for the introduction. Can you see my screen okay?
Yes, I can, James. All good.
Super. Okay, so I'm James and I'm the Chief Vision Officer at TradingView. And thank you so much to Pepperstone for having me on today. It's been a very exciting time with our upcoming integration with Pepperstone. Have to say that. So my talk today is going to cover two main areas. One, I want to run through a little bit about who we are and what we do and how our tools may help some of your trading. And the second part is, from everything that we've built over the past 10 years of our platform, one trends that we're noticing, one important trend that I think is also going to continue into 2022 and play an ever more important role in the markets. So if I get going, TradingView. For those of you who have not heard of us before, TradingView is an all-encompassing platform for traders and investors to manage pretty much every aspect of their trading life. From that initial first bit of discovery of where you what areas you're actually interested in, through to chatting with other people via a social networking component, learning of ideas of symbols or assets that might be interesting and might be worth trading, and then actually going out and charting it, looking through it, and then ultimately placing trades with integrations with partners such as Pepperstone, where you can use your favorite broker to directly place your trade directly on the chart. Want to go into a little bit more detail into some of the specifics here, because I think it's a really gives a really valuable insight into what retail traders are finding ever more important in today's markets. Of course, for those of you who do technical analysis, the chart and its technical indicators are vastly popular. We have pretty much any textbook that you've read, any sort of concept that you could find on the internet, on Investopedia, and on any textbook on technical analysis. TradingView has either the built-in indicators already coded, or we're working with our community have built them themselves, and you can use them. And this is everything from just simple moving averages through to oscillators, volume profile analysis, even automatic recognition of chart patterns, and also automatic recognition of candlestick patterns. So a vast repository of information to help people who are interested in technical analysis, but also for those who look at the fundamentals. We offer all you could possibly need, from the income statement, balance sheet, cash flow of all your assets that you want to look at, but then also visualization tools so that you can help see what's going on a little bit more clearer. Watch lists for people to keep track of things, see what's moving, layered often with alerts that often get pushed to phone or via SMS or via email or via the platform directly, so that people are always getting pinged if there is a price movement that they're particularly interested about. And then, of course, integrations with, not least, Pepperstone, so that you can do all your analysis, do all of your trade, and then integrate and place your trades directly with your favorite broker. We combine all of that with a robust, this is a trading platform. Here's my paper trading account, $17 million US in it. If only my real account was so successful. But we also match all of that with a robust social network where people are posting ideas, chatting in real time. You can't edit or your ideas after you've posted them, so there's no it's very hard for people to try and make themselves appear better than they might necessarily are and might be. And so we're finding that that's also very popular. And the whole formula together is free. The vast majority of it is free. You only upgrade if you really, really need the extra features. And it's proven quite a robust, it's proven quite very popular, to say the least. So 30 million users. And 10 years ago, we were told when we were starting out that we wouldn't get 100,000. No one thought that retail traders and investors needed this suite of tools. They said the appetite's not there. Those who do it will use those who need it will use a Bloomberg terminal. Everyone else will just get on with whatever else is on the internet. And I think that has been categorically proved wrong. It's incorrect. And that today's retail traders are getting more and more savvy, that people are doing more and more of their own investigation into research, into assets before they make a trade. And they're talking about it a lot more too. And this leads to the trend that we have been seeing, particularly over the past 2 years, but I think is going to become more and more prominent as we go into 2022. And it's a trend that I think everyone should be aware of, because it can affect it can affect markets, as I'll go into, but it's the rise of the retail trader and the coordination of retail traders between each other to have a significant impact on some sections of the markets. And I think there's two really important stats to kickstart this off. One is, according to our own internal research, 5% of all adult Americans are now traders. If we look at this side of the pond, 1.8 million UK adults became day traders since March 2020. Huge influx of people taking up trading, investing, and trying to make it work for them. And of course, it's common sense. Well, it's not common sense. It's very interesting that this all happened starting with the pandemic. What we saw was a real kickstart in interest. Our users on the platform rocketed. The number of paid accounts increased by 400% over the same period. Massive, massive interest starting with the pandemic, which we know, like, everybody thought, here's the dip, let's buy that. I think also a lot of work on the broker's side as well has gone into making trading ever more accessible. So I think there's a combination of technology and also COVID. And it's not just a Western phenomenon either, which is very noteworthy in my opinion. There is a universal rise across the world into retail trading and investing. More people than ever before are doing it across pretty much every country on the planet. On the right-hand side is a list of places where we don't have users, paying users at the moment. If anybody knows any day traders in Pitcairn Island or Solomon Islands or Western Sahara, please let me know, because we would really like to reach out to them and whittle down this list. And I think when we think of pandemic, retail trading, all of this influx of people, our mind automatically goes to events like GameStop, which were they were impactful. They were certainly impactful in the marketplace. Whether this is a good thing or a bad thing is something I think that is actually quite a personal take. It depends how you feel about that whole saga. But I think what GameStop showed was that, for good or for bad, there is power behind a lot of people talking, retail traders talking and coordinating with each other and sharing information. And it's spawned a whole subculture of unusual language, paper hands, diamond hands, all stuff that's actually quite confusing. And the further down the rabbit hole you go is when you go into crypto, hodl, rex, rug pulls, it all gets quite dense. And it's quite easy to dismiss, oh, well, this is just a bunch of people on a far reaches of the internet who are just talking amongst themselves, and yeah, they've had a few weird impacts, but ultimately I can write this off. And especially one will think this with the recent markets that we're seeing and the reduction in all of this interest in meme stocks and crypto and everything going down, and thinking, okay, well, that's over, that's done with now. We can just get back to normality. And I'm here to fly the flag that's saying, well, actually, it's not quite that simple. I think that there was a huge influx of people starting with the pandemic into retail trading and investing. And yes, some people got very excited and rushed into things like meme stocks without doing their research first. But actually, a lot of people are staying around. That's what we see in TradingView. A lot of people are getting smarter. They're getting more experience. They're listening to people who have more experience. And they're also matching this with culture in their own way and popular things. This is something that happens on our platform quite a lot, is chart art, where people take a break from charting and then they use the charts to make all sorts of artwork. And there's lots of analysis woven in with beautiful creations and all sorts that you can see if you go to TradingView. And to us, it's a really important sign of people who are getting more and more habituated to the life of a trader, a day trader, a swing trader, an investor. And they're using it as a form of cultural expressionism. And this is important because what it means is, yes, Wall Street is always going to be important. Yes, we're all institutional investors are always and governments are always going to move markets far more than, let's say, the retail investor, the retail trader. But I think to ignore them completely is a mistake, because there are conversations happening on social platforms across the internet where valuable insight is being shared. It's providing that spark by which you can go off and do your own research. So yes, it's less Wall Street, it's more popular, it's sorting the wheat from the chaff. Of course, there is a big caveat of lots and lots of risk and volatility and scams and things that need to be sorted. And I think that people who are always rushing in and trying to go for a quick win will always get burnt. But what I think we're going to see, and what I think is going to happen more in 2022, is that people are going to continue to share these ideas and for trading opportunities and assets that they should be watching and playing with it more and understanding it more. And then between those sparks of inspiration, they're going to go and do their own research. They're going to chat with each other, but then they're going to go off and look. And this is where our slogan comes in. Our entire website is built on this idea of look first, then leap. And this is one of our heat maps, so that you can quickly see what's going on in the markets in a glance. I think that more and more people are going to start talking to each other. They're going to start posting more.
Sorry, just a quick 4 minute time on your presser.
I'm basically done. So it's not. I think I've rushed through it quite quickly. To summarize, I think people should, as well as looking at charts, as well as looking at screeners, people should keep an eye on what's happening on the social networks, and hopefully use some of the tools that we offer to really look first and leap in the markets.
James, thanks so much. I was really interested by that presentation, especially, this was more social aspect. And I hope you guys managed to find some Pitcairn Island traders down there and expand. And I'm really excited to see TradingView's evolution going forward. So we've got 2 questions, James, I just wanted to ask you about now. What, in your opinion, is a feature which you think will be the most beneficial for clients to enhance their trading capabilities and just take it to that next level, in your opinion?
Well, it has to be the chart. The chart provides all the technical analysis, all the fundamental analysis. You can look at it, you can see the price action happening, and then you can trade it directly by placing your orders, which will go to Pepperstone and back. I think if people really, really want to get into more detail, I offer one other feature, which is our custom programming language called PineScript, where you can start coding the indicators yourself. or looking at how others have done it and using their research. But that gives you almost unlimited flexibility to code your system into TradingView to then execute the orders through Pepperstone.
And the final question, James, thanks for that answer. That was really good. What do you think is the most exciting thing about the TradingView integration with Pepperstone?
I think, look, to be honest, I couldn't do this entire presentation about people, social traders, people coming to social networks and sharing ideas and getting valuable insight from it, and then say something completely different. So for me, Pepperstone users being able to have a much more, like a lot of value coming from the TradingView integration will bring them and hopefully allow their voice to be added to the social network. And hopefully I'm really looking forward to reading ideas from your users and seeing how they fit into the grand scheme of things and what we can take from them.
That really does sound exciting, James, and I agree that social aspect is a great way to bounce ideas off each other and the trading community at large. Thank you so much for joining us tonight and sharing your presentation with us. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you.